Hello, Kris here. Doom Telly, episode, whatever the fuck, is it 58? I should have checked this beforehand. It's been a long time since I've done a video, as you avid subscribers will no doubt know. Yeah, it's been about a month between videos. I feel like it's episode 58. Anyway, who the fuck cares? Yeah, so, firstly, my apologies. I have had a fucking relentless 4 or 5 weeks, quite honestly. And yeah, I'm only sort of now at the other side of it. So I will loosely explain why I've been so lax at getting these fucking videos out. So, GODTHRYMM, CROWSBLOOD, Green Sabre. I've been busy with all three of them, and it got to a point where it became sort of that relentless that really, as I've explained on several occasions, I've only got one little window of opportunity most weeks to record these videos. And if I miss it, then you can forget it. I'm not squeezing it in at any other point. So there's that. Whatever downtime I've had, I've been rehearsing relentlessly. There was the Crowbar gig, which was my debut gig with GODTHRYMM, which went tremendously, but I've already explained that on the last video. So, like, every waking hour, I've been rehearsing because I want to get methodical with it as such. Like, we've been writing CROWSBLOOD stuff. That's been taking up other pockets of time. We've been trying to finesse Green Sabre stuff, not just for studio, but for the gig that we just did Friday gone, Good Friday, which I will go into some detail in shortly. So yeah, there's been all of that basically. I have also, which none of you will fucking care about, I imagine. Well, before I get to that bit, I've also been away in on the Isle of Skye for 4 days, 5 days, whenever it was, with our kid, the bro. Shout out our kid. That surprisingly is going to be the bulk of this video, but we'll get to all of that. Yeah, the other thing that I've had going on, which most of you won't be interested in, is I've got a new job. I work at the University of Leeds. I've worked there for years as such, like, been in a current role, but I've got a new job. It's a sizable jump in responsibility. It's a sizable jump in money, and that's the crucial thing as such, like. So, yeah, I've had a lot going on. I was successful at that job, but if any of you have ever applied for jobs at universities, you will know just how fucking long-winded the applications are, and you've got to get it all right and such. So yeah, I had all that application. I found out about the job the morning of the, well, actually beforehand, but I kind of had a brief talk about it on the morning of the Crowbar gig, which I was then told, oh, you've got until next Tuesday to hand that in. The Crowbar gig was the Thursday, so yeah, not only did I have the pressure of the Crowbar gig, but then the pressure of, like, fuck, right, I've got to get an application in. I knew that nothing was going to happen on that Thursday night, obviously, or that Thursday, because I was in gig mode. The Friday, I was absolutely broken after the night before as such, like, you know, so that weekend, I just had to pile in and get this application done. I missed going to a Leeds United game. I had tickets for Leeds versus Stoke game that Tuesday night, and Tuesday was the deadline for this job. I sacrificed going to Ellen Road, and I was too late to put the fucking ticket back on the buyback scheme at that point, like, you know. But anyway, this is all shite that none of you are interested in, I imagine. I'm just telling you why I've been so fucking rubbish at putting videos up recently. So anyway, new job, new band. Yeah, it's been all go. So, right, I really should have made notes for this. I'm proper off the cuffing it, so do bear with me if I fuck up on several occasions. Hello, postman. Postman's just been passed. Right, updates. CROWSBLOOD. Writing in earnest. We're hoping to record a full length later this year, and we have had the offer of a gig here and there as well, which might be happening. I'm saying nothing else about it, but watch this space. You may all get to experience CROWSBLOOD live at some point. Definitely a bit back end of this year, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, watch this space on that one. We've got 2.5 to 3 new songs in the bank virtually as such, like. So I can't wait for you to hear these. If you like the demo, these are the demos. Don't get me wrong, but these are a step up. We're really refining that sound, and yeah, I can't wait for you to hear them. So yeah, I've been busy in the background with that, with my mates Lee and Aki. Shout out Lee, shout out Aki. Green Sabre. Segue, another bit of my seamless fucking video editing going on there. This is why I should make notes. I knew I would forget something vital. And of course, the Green Sabre update, I was supposed to mention the fact that we fucking played a gig. At the Brewery Tap in Bradford. Great little venue if you've not been there. Check it out. It's only 15 minutes from my house. Great. I like those sort of gigs. Yeah, we supported Dawn of Elysium and Camion opened up for us. Great night, tip-top night. We did a good set, 45 minutes. Well, 45 Virgin on 50, actually. It was sort of one of... It's very difficult for Green Sabre to do a set that is exactly on a fucking time. Unless you want us to do 35 minutes or like 48 minutes or an hour. Something like that, basically. Because our songs are so fucking long-winded. Yeah, it's quite hard to shoehorn stuff into it. Yeah, the Good Friday Agreement, 29th of March. I'd driven back from Isle of Skye. I don't know where this is going in the video, so I'm either about to talk about it or have just. I've driven back on the Thursday. Friday gig, so I'd been like rehearsing. I'd taken a guitar up to Skye with me to go through Green Sabre sets one night, GODTHRYMM sets the next night, and I would alternate it and just sort of get in the zone for all of them. Cracking gig. Thanks ever so much, Alec, from Dawn of Elysium for putting us on there. Great set from them, although I only saw half of it. I had to fuck off because, like I say, I'd only just got back from Skye the day before. I had that gig on the Friday. It was the Easter bank holiday weekend, so I had shit to do with the family on the Saturday, whilst also preparing for the Sunday all day that I was playing with GODTHRYMM, so it all got a bit lively, yeah. So sorry I couldn't stop for the whole set, but what saw of it was fucking fantastic. Camion as well. Shout out, great set. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It was an eclectic mix of stuff. It wasn't doomy by any stretch. I mean, for those of you that know Dawn of Elysium, it's definitely a more gothy metal affair. Hints of Sisters in there, Nephilim, that kind of stuff, you know. But hints of Doom as well, a little bit of Bride thrown in there in places. Yeah, really... yeah, good set from them. But Camion was a more straight up sort of rock experience, and it was great for it. It was high energy. They were really good. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, we seemed to go down okay. So, yeah, I'd love to play there again. Great little gig. So, yes, I knew I would fucking forget something of all the shite that I was banging on about, and that's what it was. The Green Sabre gig, of course. So, anyway, right, I will now fizzle out or fade or whatever it is, and it will go back to where you fucking were. So, yeah. Right, recording. We were originally supposed to record in January, as most of you will well know, and we had to shunt that back because we just weren't there with one of the songs. It didn't feel right. That song's since been binned and we're working on new stuff. And we were supposed to be in the first week of May for the next round of recording. Alas, that's not happening anymore. Long story short, you know this new job that I was on about just before? Guess what fucking week I started? So, yes, sadly, because I've got to go in, I had the leave booked for the recording and such like that, but I've got handovers to do for my old job and go straight into this new job, which is going to be straight in at the fucking deep end. So I thought it wouldn't look great to start by saying, oh, I'm off at first week and a bit of that. So, yes. Sadly, we're having to fucking defer the recording again. It will happen this year, don't worry. But I suspect it's going to be later in the year, possibly September, October, before we get back in. But watch this space. It is still happening. We're happy with the songs. I do have a new one that I've been working on in the background that I'm really, really pleased with. So that might, now that we've got this extension, that might yet sneak its way onto recording. But... yes, alas, it's not going to happen in May. It's going to happen, like I say, probably later in the year. So we'll be looking at a release of the new stuff, probably January 25, realistically. But don't rush these things. Let's just sort of go in. So, yeah, that's the Green Sabre updates so far. GODTHRYMM. The Crowbar gig, as you all know about, were raging success, and my first gig, really happy with that. My second gig happened on the Sunday just gone, as you're watching this. The Easter Sunday, 31st, From the Crypt, another one of Rich Hellfire's cracking events. Well done, Rich. Another top night. Now, let me list off. Every band did a great set. There were some highlights for me, obviously, but everyone was ace. Human Condition, brilliant set, and they opened the night. First time I've seen them, and sadly, probably the last time I'm going to see them, because they're splitting up. It's all amicable, it's all good, but yeah, great shame out, because they were shit hot. They were really, really good. Great way to open the day. They were on first. Godeth from Leeds. Much more up-tempo, sort of hardcore vibes. I don't know, is it deathcore? I don't really know that. I get lost with genres. But they were great, proper fucking high-energy set, yeah. Good set. Who was on after Godeth? Was it Wolves in Winter? I think it was Wolves in Winter, and they were one of their highlights of the day. Fucking, they're all great lads anyway. But yeah, proper fucking awesome set. Blisteringly heavy in places. Soaring vocals. Yeah, really impressed. Great set. After them, who the fuck was it? Was it Iron Void after Wolves in Winter? No, hang on. Yeah, it might have been Iron Void. Right. Human Condition, Godeth. Wolves in Winter. Let's say Iron Void. Let's say it was Iron Void. Yeah. Ace, lads. My brother's in Iron Void. Fucking Ace, Seeley, Scott. Just a fucking brilliant night. And yeah, they're always great entertainment backstage as well, them two, particularly Scott. Who was, what were we on about? Anyway, yeah, it all got quite animated backstage. Hilarious stuff. But yeah, they were fucking ace. Irosis, Joel, ex-Sound of Origin, Joel's new beast, Irosis, reminded me of Deftones in places, had a bit of a System of a Down vibe, I thought, in places, more metalcore than, or whatever the fuck it's called, than Sound of Origin certainly were, and there was one of the Origin tunes in there as well, which I was quite happy to hear. Yeah, high energy, again, great set, lots of atmosphere on the stage. Then my band of the day, Haint. They were fucking sensational. I didn't know anything about them going in either. Three lads from Belfast, Northern Ireland, and what a set, high energy. I was talking to them backstage, and it was like Mastodon meets Conan vibes, with a little bit of Meshuggah sort of thrown in places. Just one of the songs, I can't remember which one it was, but this fucking driving riff. Yeah, just sensational. We were touching Ian's guitars backstage as well. He's got his proper nice Gibson Explorer and a fucking custom Les Paul, all in that like sort of grey burst finish. Fucking beautiful, yeah. The Explorer was surprisingly lightweight. Wish I'd gone with one of them now. The Les Paul custom, of course, was heavier than the fucking mass of the Universe. But yeah, great lads, got on great with them. Friends for life now, I reckon. And well, yeah, we've got to do some shows with them again. They were fucking sensational. Barbarian Hermit, first time I've seen them. Another cracking set, high energy, fucking blindingly heavy in places. And just, yeah, thumping, no mercy set. Yeah, cracking. And then GODTHRYMM, we went on later on. Crowd had thinned out a bit because it's a fucking long day. But still a decent turnout for us. We dropped one song out of the set that we were going to do. But went ace. Apart from Hamish had some fucking pedal board trouble. But we ground our way through it. Bit of it, I was playing my sort of quiet section in As Titans. I remember thinking, sound's gone a bit thin. I wonder if my monitor's gone. I looked over and I could see Hamish like kicking various bits of equipment. So oh fuck, right. But we ploughed through it. Yeah. But top night. Absolutely a whale of a fucking time. Had a great one. Not sure when the next gig is with GODTHRYMM. I think we did have something planned for Fulford Arms in York. But I don't think that's happening now, or it's been punted to later in the year by the sounds of it. And we're plotting a few other dates that are going to be happening in late summer. Behind the scenes, I'll say no more on that one until there's an official announcement, but keep your ears peeled for that. Dates further south, so if you're in the south of the country, keep an eye out. Yeah, those are the updates. Look, 15 minutes. That's what I was going to do. Is it the Metal Miners? 1,000 subscribers competition. Great competition. I will do that video at some point, provided I get it in before the fucking deadline. But I had too much to sort of update on in this video, so I knew that if I fucking shoehorned that in with this one, you'd be looking at an hour video, and I am trying to fucking rein in the length of the videos. He says 12 minutes in after having said very fucking little about anything. So, right, main thing of the thread, and it's a bit of a side shoot, but don't worry, there is music involved and all of that. I went to the Isle of Skye with my bruv. It was a 2-man trip. Long story short, my dad passed away in January 2018. We've had his ashes waiting since then. Long story short, he wanted to go on the Amalfi Coast somewhere in Italy. We looked into that, and it's near impossible to go scatter ashes in Italy without sneaking him in. Those of you that have seen ashes that you get, there's a fucking lot of them. So it would have been a lot to sneak in. So what we're going to do is maybe, you know, a little bit. If anyone from the Italian authorities is watching this, I'm not sneaking anything into your beautiful country. Just ignore that. But anyway, long story short, Italy became a bit of a no-goer. We basically looked into it and we're told it will likely get seized at Naples airport and destroyed. So I'm not sure that's what he would have wanted. So we went with scattering in various locations. So me and our kid took a bit of him up to the Isle of Skye. The reason for the Isle of Skye? We went on a lads trip in 1993. Me, our kid, and Dad. And we went up to the Isle of Skye. And that is the last time that I've been up there. So we said, my dad loved it up there. Why don't we take a bit of him there? So yeah, a plan was hatched. Me and my bruv went similar to the location where we'd gone on that trip of 3 that I just mentioned. So we went up and we stopped in a place called CROWSBLOOD. We were about 100 yards from the fucking Talisker distillery. We did do the tour and were slightly sozzled when we left from the tasting experience. I was going to treat myself at the Talisker distillery to a fancy bottle of whiskey. I thought, oh, I might get a 25-year, I might get a 30-year, something like that. Have you seen the bastard prices of those things? They got a 40-year, or is it a 44-year or something? I thought, oh, I wonder how much that is. 3.5 grand. 3.5 grand for a bottle of whiskey. So that was off the table. Let's have a look at the 25-year. £400 for a bottle of 25-year. 18-year, 200 quid. Right, I got myself a little bottle of the 10-year, the stuff that you can fucking buy everywhere. Got myself a little dram glass though as well. Oh, that was good. But I was looking, there's a bar in there. And I thought, oh, I wonder how much a shot of the 30-year stuff was £110. So the Yorkshireman in me kicked in. That didn't happen. So anyway, yeah, I won't go into great detail. There's going to be a few videos following of videos that I took while we were up there. So I'll tag them on at the end of this. But yeah, long story short, we went up there to kind of reminisce about that last holiday that me, my dad and my bruv went on, just us 3 together as such like, and kind of retrace steps. We scattered his ashes. I won't say where because, of course, even though it's sort of frowned upon everywhere, and of course it's no one else's business but ours. But yeah, it was a successful scattering. It's got a fucking marvellous view. And yeah, so his left leg or whatever it was that we took up there will be haunting the hills of the Isle of Skye for years to come. So yeah, I think he'd be happy with where we put him. It was a good trip. But I'd done some playlists, and it was a playlist of stuff that I remember what we'd been listening to when we were last up there on this trip. And this was on heavy rotation on that trip and on this recent one. Paradise Lost's seminal sophomore classic, Gothic. Still my favourite album of theirs if I had to pick one. But again, it's probably because it's got lots of memories and such, and thus attached to it. My dad really liked this. That's why on that trip we played it to death, because he really liked it, to the point where he was requesting, put that Gothic on again that you play. So he loved it. And yeah, so this was on heavy rotation. The whole of it was on my playlist that I put together for the trip, as was an album that he had that he got me and my brother into. Return to Forever's Romantic Warrior. Jazz fusion classic. Look at that picture of him on the back of it there. Al Di Meola, Lenny White, Chick Corea, of course, Stanley Clarke. What a lineup. What an album. I mean, you've got to be into your jazz fusion. It's a fucking tough sell if you're not. But, yeah, so that was on heavy rotation. A couple of tracks off of this. No, he's not related. John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra, The Inner Mountain Flame. And the opening track, Meeting of the Spirit. I was lucky enough to see Cynic play Meeting of the Spirit live at Bradford Rio's way back in, was that 93? Might have been around the time that me and my dad and my bro went up to Skye on that trip, funnily enough. So yeah, this was on the playlist. Original pressing as well as this, as are both of the others that you saw before. So this got a rotation. One that I'm sure my dad would have liked because it was psychedelic enough and a bit sort of crazy. But yeah, it reminds me of the trip now because I put one of the tracks on the playlist. Huata Lux Initiatrix Terrae, or however it's fucking pronounced. What a fucking record. But yeah, I've spouted on about this on other videos, but it's a fucking cracker and it will now be tied to that trip, which I'm quite pleased about. I took some other recent additions up there and played them because we were in Scotland after all. Suffering Rights. If you've not bought this cassette from Macho Records, do so immediately. It's a fucking ripper. So yeah, a bit of classic Scottish death metal because the Scottish scene's where it's at currently. So yeah, and Ken from Macho Records I've got quite pally with on a little bit of a chat. He's fucking ace. I want to meet him in reality at some point, so we'll do that, but he's putting out these classics, so the man is a legend. So yeah, a bit of Suffering Rights. I think I've showed this before, but the recent Blasphemer, again, Macho Records release, fucking ripper. And, of course, couldn't go anywhere without, I'm wearing the merch here, CROWSBLOOD t-shirt. I've seen some of you guys out there. Shout out all of you that have bought the stuff so far. There's the CD. Finally got hold of my own copy of it in its beautiful little wallet there. Yeah, the CROWSBLOOD. And check this out. Now, they're not available for purchase, but I suppose if we get enough people wanting them, they can be. But look what Lee have made. Fantastic framed print of the fucking artwork. Absolutely ace. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in the house currently. The wife's not as keen on this artwork as I am. So I might just have to put it up in the boys' bedroom for now. But joking, of course. But fantastic. So yeah. That's my update. Yeah, it was a bit ramshackle. It's a bit fucking thrown together. But when I get my shit together, I'll do that Metal Miner 1,000 subs competition because there's some great questions in amongst that. So that might be the next video. But yeah, I'll just say it was probably a video of updates and the reason why I've been fucking missing off of the YouTubes for a while. So it's nice to be back at it. Thank you for watching. I won't keep you any longer. Stay posted. What day are we on? It's Tuesday today, isn't it? As I'm filming this and as some of you will be watching it, my dedicated followers. So yeah, probably back to normal next week, next Monday. And like I say, it should be that Metal Miners video. So until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. If you haven't done any of the above, please do so. There'll be links to everything that I've spouted on about, no doubt, down below. But until then, take care. See you later, guys. Right, Kris here, Green Sabre doing Telly. We're backstage at Night Train. There's Sean relaxing. Hamish, Rich, Kat, Alison, Bob, Boyd lads. There's another one there, someone else. Yeah, it's all go. It's all go. Okay, video diary. There's our kid in the background. Right, we're at Island Donnan Castle. I think that's how it's pronounced. Look, can you see that? Yeah. Look, from famous films like The Highlander and what did you say? Oh no, that was somewhere else.
That episode of Terry and June, I think.
Terry and June, yeah. What was it? Sorry, with Ronnie Corbett.
Sorry, Ronnie Corbett.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Kris here. Do Telly. Episode. Green Sabre. We're heading to the Old Manor store Right, that's kind of like, we're about this far up currently. That's mainland Scotland over yonder. That's a pond. We're going up there.
Behold.
To the Old Manor Store. But me and the brother, shockingly out of weight, out of shape.
No, we're fine. We're just getting it's a warm up. It's a warm up.
Yeah. So it's because we sprinted the first bit. So yeah, we're heading up there. I'll give an update when we're at the top.